Okay, welcome to our Ask Anything call. I'm Elizabeth Naylor with Ebenezer Wellness, and in this call, we're talking about how detox supports migraine relief. Welcome. I've been working in the field of holistic nutrition since 2006, and one of the things that personally got me interested in nutrition was the relief that I found from doing a 21-day purification program, the relief that I found for migraines. And that was a huge impetus for me to learn more about why this works and how it just so dramatically impacted my life. So I used to have migraines 2 or 3 days a month, but they were debilitating. Like I'd be in the bed sick with a migraine. And so when I when I found the purification program, and I did that one time, I did not have another migraine for 9 months. And so that was just huge for me. I really couldn't believe it. And this was after I'd gone to visit my doctor, who sent me to a neurologist, and I had an MRI, which when you have significant migraines, completely support having that testing done, because you do want to rule out anything physical going on. But really, what she told me, the neurologist told me, is we don't really know what causes migraines. We don't really know how to take care of them other than to alleviate the pain with these medications. But what we do know is when you have migraines, we know that people who've had them on autopsy, we see white plaquing on their brain, much like what you see in dementia and Alzheimer's. And so it actually wasn't on autopsy, it was actually on my MRI. And that was really a motivator for me I didn't really want to take the medications that just suppressed the symptoms. I wanted to get rid of the migraines. And that's when I did my first detox diet, my first purification program, and, and then really launched on an effort to try to figure out why that mattered, why that helped. Okay, I found this picture of different types of headaches, because people do have different types of headaches. And what we're talking about here is really migraine headaches. So it's the severe pain. You can have nausea. Most people do have some level of nausea associated with it. You can have visual changes. So your vision actually shrinks in, and they call it an aura. And so you can have an aura. And those are typical migraine patterns. This is a testimony from one of my clients last year. This was the second time she did the program. You can tell it's real because I left in the whole repulsion to the smell. But she was being honest. So she did the purification program one time, and then 4 months later she did it again. And this is when she did it again, her second round, and she said was having a much easier time, and that she'd maintained her diet, her cleanse meal plan, since the first cleanse, and her migraines had reduced by 80%. Now, I mentioned mine went away completely for 9 months. People have different experiences. Dina here had contacted me at the end of a summer and wanted to do a cleanse because a friend of hers had told her about what she did with me, and that she thought it would help her migraines. And, come to find out, Dina had actually been hospitalized 2 weeks before for migraine pain, for a migraine that just would not go away. So it wasn't a one-day event, but it was multiple days of migraine that would not go away or respond to any medication. And so she was actually hospitalized to deal with the pain. And so this is the severity of what we were talking about. And so the first time she did the cleanse, she was still on many of those medications because we were taking it slowly, right? She hadn't talked to her doctor about changing because she wanted to cleanse, stay on the medications, and then work on weaning off of those as she could. And for those of you who have migraines, you know there are daily medications, there are emergency medications, there are over-the-counter medications. And so she wanted to get off those daily medications eventually, and she did that and worked with her doctor to do it. And so when she says that her migraines had been reduced by 80%, she was off the medications except when she had a migraine, and it was pretty dramatically reduced. And she's since done a cleanse since then, and it's been great. So how does that work? How does someone go from having these, migraines where you're hospitalized to really having all of that reduced by 80%? We don't really know. I've been looking at this since 2006. I'm fascinated by it, and I will tell you, we really don't know. No one knows, and that's why if you do a literature search, you find very few, if any, journal research papers on migraines and detox diets, or migraines and cleanses, or even migraines and anti-inflammatory diets, which I thought I'd find more on, but really there's nothing. There are hypotheses, there are chapters in books that talk about herbal medicine and how herbal medicine supports migraines, but there are very few things on really how detoxing can work. But as you've seen from these two examples, and I have a dozen more, it does work. So how does that happen? Migraines are really caused by different things for different people, and I think that's part of the reason why we don't really understand it. Not everyone's migraine is caused by the same set of conditions. And so some people who have an allergic reaction to foods, to chemical smells, to different kinds of inputs, environmental inputs, and usually it's a food or a smell. Those people, when we do a cleanse, it supports liver detox. You can listen to some of my other recordings on that, but cleansing supports liver detox. It kind of cleans up your act, gives a tune up to that whole system of liver, gallbladder, and digestion, and so it impacts your liver's ability to deal with toxins, deal with allergies. Allergens that come in at you are toxins that your body has to respond to. When I went to see a doctor around that time when I was having migraines and it was more about relaxation and stress relief, one of the things that she pointed out to me was that we're all like, if you think of a water glass and the water glass is half full, then the water's probably not going to spill out, even if you just jostle the glass a little bit. But if the water glass is all the way to the top with water, then if you move it a little bit, you're definitely going to have some spill out. And her point was people have different responses to stressors, and migraines are one of them. And if you can keep that water level in that glass lower, then you're less likely to have a migraine. And I like that analogy. It makes a lot of sense to me. And so as you see, as we go down this list, you're going to see if you are dealing with some sort of food allergy and you're dealing with, or environmental allergy, and you get your liver working better, you're going to be better off. The other thing a cleanse does is it takes out the top foods that are typical allergens or intolerances. And so right from the beginning, you're eating a cleaner diet. And so food allergies tend to be dealt with just because of the diet that you're eating. And then the liver tune-up helps with other environmental allergens. So along with the liver tune-up goes the hormonal balancing support, because many of us are estrogen dominant is the term that we use. We encounter estrogens in our environment. When I say toxins, typically those are things that act like endocrine disruptors. Endocrine disruptors just mean hormone disruptors. And all the plastics and all the varnishes and the treatments we put on our upholstery and our clothing, our textiles, all those things are endocrine disruptors. So they're messing with our hormone balance. And when we make hormones internally, or when we're exposed to things that are hormone disruptors, our liver has to deal with those things. So I think liver tune-up goes in this. One of the things we see when people do a cleanse is that does tend to balance their hormones. Women see this more typically because, particularly cycling women, because they recognize that, wow, my next cycle was so much easier than, maybe it has been. The PMS went away, the cramping, all the different things that women can deal with their monthly cycle. The cleanse helps those things. Copper toxicity is another one. When we do a hair analysis, we can see copper toxicity. It goes hand in hand with estrogen dominance. And copper toxicity is really the leading cause for migraine headaches. And many people don't know that they have it. You can see it in a hair analysis, but not that many people get those. The cleanse helps to clear out toxicity in general, and zinc itself supports balancing copper. And so when we're able to do a hair analysis with the cleanse, that's great, because then if we see this, we can also add in some extra zinc, which is not typically part of the purification program. But my hypothesis, and let me get back to hypothesis, these are truly hypotheses, which means they're my best guess. Okay, so as a health professional who's looked at this since 2006, I can tell you this is my best guess. I have really no proof for any of it, but what I see is that I think people are able to detox some of their copper, which is kind of hard to get rid of when they're doing a cleanse. The next one's blood sugar balance. When you're on the 21-day purification program or any detox diet, if that's a good detox diet, and let me just stop there for a second. When I say that's a good detox diet, there are several components that go into making a healthy detox program. You stir up toxins out of your fat cells. They've got to get out of your body. So you have to have all the right nutrients and fiber and water and all of those things that go with it to get those toxins out of your body. You also need to eat on a certain regimen with protein in as part of that to support blood sugar balance. And so I had someone talk to me just recently about a fast they were doing, and so I was questioning her about this fast, and she pointed out that she was only doing water, juice, and 2 pieces of toast a day, and that was it. And what immediately came to my mind is that's really impacting your blood sugar balance, and also there's not enough nutrition to keep your body functioning in a way, and so in the end, it's going to hurt your metabolism. It's not enough nutrition to keep your metabolism going at a level that's going to be healthy. So having said that, when I say blood sugar balance, I do mean the 21-day purification program. This is really, I'd say blood sugar and adrenals hand in hand. Adrenal health, which is your energy hormones, blood sugar hormones, adrenal hormones are really hand in hand the biggest issues I see with people who are Americans, people who come in my practice. And if your cleanse is not supporting blood sugar balance, it's really hurting your health. I'm just going to say it that strongly. It really is hurting your health, because there are very few people I've ever seen who don't have blood sugar balance issues. There's always a digestive component to migraines. When you think about a migraine, it's one where often there's nausea associated. So your stomach is clearly involved. There's nausea associated, and sometimes simply drinking apple cider vinegar, it will help calm down a migraine. In fact, you might have to do larger doses of it to calm down a migraine, but it's the phosphorus in that, as well as the acidic nature that supports digestion, that can help with that. Now, you may have other digestive problems, and so apple cider vinegar may burn, and it may be a problem that might not work for you, but there's typically a digestive component. And when I say adrenals and blood sugar are the top 2 categories, I will also tell you that when I do the symptom survey with my clients who are doing, my new clients who are doing the cleanse or not doing the cleanse or whatever, they're just new clients, digestion pops up quite often in more than half the people as one of their top 3 categories. And so a lot of people are dealing with a digestive component to their health. And the cleanse supports healthy digestion. in a variety of ways. And so I think that might be one of the reasons that it's supportive. So thank you for attending today, and please know that we've got lots of resources out there. You can go to YouTube. You can take a look at the updated webinars that are on our homepage for Ebenezer Wellness, and also clearly contact us. We would love to talk with you further about the value that a detox program can have in your life. Thank you and have a great day.